So shall we start, sir?
Yeah, from my side, I'm good.
The voice is somewhat low, sir.
Okay. Now, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Dear coordinators, please start the session.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Good afternoon. As we conclude, okay, good afternoon. As we come to the last day of this 1 week faculty development program on building knowledge driven intelligent autonomous systems, generative AI, agentic AI, and edge AI. It is my privilege and honor to introduce today's resource person, Devarajulu Koneti. Devarajulu Koneti is an experienced and innovative technology and solution-driven leader with over 15 years of progressive experience in project management, delivery management, IT strategy, governance, and digital transformation initiative. Throughout his career, he has successfully led large-scale technology projects and business transformation programs across multiple locations and international environments. Sar holds an MTech in CSE Science and from Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Kakinada, reflecting his strong academic foundation in the fields of computer science and engineering. Professionally, he has worked with many leading multinational organizations such as TCS and HCL across global. Sar gained extensive experience in global project delivery, client engagement, and enterprise technology solutions. Devarajulu Koneti possesses a rich blend of technical expertise, leadership experience, project governance skills, and global exposure, and makes he's an inspiring professional and excellent resource person for today's session. Let us let us extend a warm welcome to Mr. Devarajulu Koneti and look forward to gaining valuable insights from his vast experience and expertise. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks
We
for the.
okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Should I continue, ma'am? Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just sharing my screen. Really, thank you for the warm welcome. Yeah, I have shared my screen. I think it's visible.
It is
And my
visible,
audio,
sir.
my audio also clear, right? Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir. Clearly, it is audible.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir. You can continue.
Yeah. So once again, good afternoon, team. Good afternoon to all of you, and I really thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my experiences and whatever the knowledge I have gained in this generative AI and AI related. Okay. So I hope you people are enjoying the session throughout the past 1 week, and people has gained some knowledge on this one. Yeah, in that one, I would like to add some more value. So in today's session, it's a 3 hour session. Mostly in between, I may take one break for 1 to 2:30, and after 2:30, we are planning to give one small break. Then continue the second session. In first half, mostly it will be I will try to give theoretical knowledge because I'm not sure how strong you people that of course I will cover the real time examples as well. So we'll give some kind of a intro, kind of important key things about Gen AI, and followed by in the second half. I will try to explain to small app like for example, if you are planning to develop an app, just like ChatGPT, what are all required and how to do, what kind of steps it will require. Okay, so I will explain that steps in the second half. Okay, so that is the plan in today's agenda. As a by end, since it's a generative AI is a vast syllabus. I'm not sure I can cover all the topics, but I will try to cover what are the minimum knowledge you people are required to continue the next steps, like theoretically as well as practically, what kind of steps you people require. That one I will try to contribute as part of this session. Okay. So in case if you have any doubts or anything, you feel free to post it at the end of the session, or with help of chat GPT and etc. People can learn automatically. Okay. So my preference, do practically, raise it with chat GPT. You will understand, because we are all, intention of this course is applications of that one only. Okay. So that is the agenda of this course. Yeah. And so you people already have idea about what is generative AI and Gen AI. Generative AI is nothing but Gen AI, both are same only. So you people are understood what is that and how it is different from AI and etc. Okay. So generative AI, we mainly what we are telling is generative AI is nothing but it is part of artificial intelligence only. Okay. So we are all thinking generative is something different. No, that's not the case. Okay. I will cover in upcoming slides as well. So generative AI means it's refers to the type of artificial intelligence designed to create a new content. Create a new content. You need to understand that difference between this traditional AI and generative AI. Okay, so even though generative AI is a part of the artificial intelligence, so it's not like a traditional one. Okay, so traditional one, this is the main difference between the traditional AI and generative AI. Generative AI, it refers to a type. It refers to a type of artificial intelligence only, but designed to create a new content. Okay, creates a new content, such as it can be anything like text images, music, or videos. Okay, it can be anything. But unlike traditional AI, what it will mainly focus means it will analyze. It will mainly focus on analyzing and categorizing. Okay, categorizing the data. So whatever the data we have given, it will classify that the existing data, the traditional AI. When it comes to the generative AI, it produces the original content. Okay, that means new content. It produces the new content based on the patterns. Okay, so especially when it comes to the machine learning or generative AI, people has to keep on. It's the simple thumb rule is generate the new patterns. Generate the new patterns from the past experience. From the past experience. That means generative AI produces the new content based on the patterns learned from the previous data sets. Okay, so based on the previous data sets, whatever it is it has learned from that one, it creates a new. Okay, it creates a new unique material. It gives the unique new material. Unique new material. Okay, it won't give the existing one only. So, for example, in ChatGPT, you raise one question, let's ask your friend also raise a similar kind of question. The answer is it will be something kind of a different. Maybe the content, maybe the type of content may be the same, but the way of representation and the way of giving the coverage and etc. it varies. Okay, so in generative AI, it is a it is not like a traditional AI. It is designed to create a new content, such as text, images, music, or videos. Okay, it generates the new unique material based on the past experience, whatever the past experience patterns it has identified, whatever the data processed in the past, based on that one, it will give the new data. Okay, so that is the main intention of the generative AI. Okay, so it can give the data output can be any type. It can be text or image or music or video. It can be anything. Okay, so the best examples currently in the market is ChatGPT, DALI, etc. So already people maybe started using the ChatGPT and DALI. So what is the main purpose of ChatGPT? So the purpose of the ChatGPT we are using mainly to content creation. That means just like how humans are creating the content. That means how you are, for example, you want to write a bank application. Okay, you want to close the bank application. Okay, or you want to open a new account in the bank. Okay, so how whatever the steps you follow as while writing the content, that means you will write a letter to the bank manager. So describing the reason and request the action like subject and etc. Everything right. Same way the chat GPT also, it creates the content creation for you. It creates the content creation for you, and it will give the output. For example, let's see, let's take, okay, I'm sharing my screen only. Sorry. So the main purpose of the chart GPT is to create or write the essays or content. It gives the content creations based on the input, whatever the user given the prompt. Okay, whatever the prompt given by the user, based on that one, it will generate the output. Okay, so where we can use this generative AI? Okay. So in generative AI, you can use for various applications. Okay, these are the few applications where we are using the generative AI. Okay, so first one is content creation. Okay, so just now I covered the chart GPT. Okay, so chart GPT we can use to the create the contents. Okay, so with the help of this the chart GPT generates generate the text or blog post or user stories or essays from the whatever the prompt we are giving. So with that, it will create. Okay. Similarly, art and design. Okay. So if you want to generate any images, unique images or designs for your projects, you can use this generative AI. Okay. Similarly, music. Okay. So AI composes the music. Okay. So not just like how the human is making the music. Similarly, it will compose the music, and it will offer the new possibilities, new output, new possibilities for the musicians. Okay, music physicians and the audio engineers. Similarly, in healthcare area. So healthcare area also, the generative AI simulates the disease. So whatever the disease we are having, so it will simulate that behavior, and it will give the more medical related data. Okay, so to help the doctors to gain faster insights for the doctor as well as for the research generations. Okay, so these are the some of the areas. I'm not I mean, we are not limited to these 4 areas only. So it is a vast use, but based on the usages, it is growing day by day. Okay, so these are the main applications where we are using the generative AI. Since people are already covered in the previous sessions, I'm not going in depth about where we are using, what are the applications and etc. Just I am giving the brush up for you people to understand what is generative AI and where we are using etc. Okay, so these are the some of the application areas where we are using the generative AI. Okay, so these are the tools, practical examples like what are the currently in available in the market and used by the users. Okay, so one is ChatGPT. ChatGPT is already we know. So almost everyone started using this ChatGPT or Gemini as well. Okay, so ChatGPT or Gemini, you people can use, and you can raise the questions. Okay, it will generate the content for you people. Content for you people. Just 1 minute, I will show one example. Okay, so this is the another one example. Like so, okay, here this is a practical example. So you can raise the questions to anything. Okay, so this is the practical application of the Chat GPT. I mean generative AI. Okay, so Gemini or similar to this one Chat GPT. So you can request. So why I'm giving example is you will understand in the upcoming slides. Okay, request write a sample. Write a letter for bank application, bank account closure. Okay, so if you give the prompt, okay, so it will understand and it will give the content for you. Okay, so here it is not necessary you have to give the detailed information. Okay, like which bank and what is your account number and etc. It gives the generic template, like automatically what kind of data it will give. Okay, so why we are mentioning is, so whatever the generative AI, whether it is a ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever it is, it will automatically learn from the our usages. Based on our usages, it will learn and it will continue. Even if you are giving the only partially the input you have given, it will try to understand that content. Okay, it will try to understand your request and it will give the details. I mean, practical, more detailed information, relevant information, content for your usages. Okay, so how it is possible means based on the generative AI, practical algorithms and applications. Okay, so how we are using etc. Right, based on that one, it is giving the information. I mean, giving the practical, more relevant information. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. I mean. Yeah. So this is the ChatGPT is the one example. Okay, so this ChatGPT is nothing but not only, I mean, ChatGPT or generative AI, it is not only giving the output, it is also learning. So how it is learning, how it will combine those things means. So these are the practical how generative AI works means. These are the practical inputs, practical steps involved in the generative AI. So whatever the data it will give, so it will collect and learn from the data. So how the data we have given, so based on the past data, whatever the data we have given, right? So it will collect the data, collect and learn the models. Okay. So whatever the trained data, so when we are implementing any application, when you are implementing any solution, first we have to train the data on the large data sets of images. For example, you are generating a image generation. For example, you are generating a image generation. So in that case, you have to train your app or application on the large data sets of images. Okay, so paired with the text description. That image should be paired with the relevant names, text descriptions. Then only it will do the mapping. And it will give the relevant data when we are giving the prompts. Okay. Similarly, once it is the data is created, I mean, we have trained it. Our neural network and transformers will automatically convert. That means it is nothing but our algorithms based on the user inputs, whatever the based on the when user inputs a prompt. Okay, so it automatically transform the data, split the data into tokens, and that tokens are transformed into the relevant data. That means it will do the link the data into the relevant. In our example, images example, so it will link the whatever the prompt given. For example, a man is walking means it will split the given prompt. A as a separate token, man as a separate token, is a separate token, walking is a separate token. Okay, so it will map that whatever the tokens we have given, right? So it will map that tokens into the image descriptions, whatever we have already trained, right? So with that one, it will map. Okay, so then the transformers will help AI to decide how to combine these elements. Okay, it will once that individual data are tokens are mapped. So how the data to be grouped together, that one will be decided by the transformers. Transformers will play the that role to help the AI, artificial intelligence, to decide how to combine these elements into the complete images, relevant images. Okay. Next one is tokenization. Okay. Tokenization is nothing but splitting the data. Okay. So whatever the input we have given, right? So it will split the data into the smaller parts, and the AI will process the each token and understand the relationship between the instance. Okay, whatever the input given, right? For that one, what is the input it will take? So this is the key steps. These are the key 3 steps involved in the generative AI, how the generative AI will work. Okay. So on top of it, these are the main one-time act. This is the one-time activity it will done. So on top of it, okay. So these are the recursively it will do. That means already I have mentioned. So generative AI or any AI will learn from the past, learn from the past. Okay. So that is how that is possible, means that possible due to the this feedback collection. Okay. So just generative AI models or ML models improves through feedback after generating an image. For example, in our image application, once the images are generated, after generating the images through feedback, it will improve whether it is a correct data. Definitely, once the output is generated, if you are happy, means you will stop searching. Okay, otherwise you will continue to search. That means based on the feedback, it will automatically improve the accuracy or quality of the output. Okay, so for the next time, it will continuously based on the user provided feedback, it will improve the accuracy and quality. Okay, so next one is reinforcement learning. Okay, reinforcement learning means further enhancing. Okay, so whatever the feedback it has to receive, right? Based on that feedback, using that feedback, it will adjust the model. That means if the model is correct, means it's okay. If not, means it will enhance. It will enhance. It is nothing but a reinforcement learning. It is nothing but a reinforcement learning. Okay. That means it will improvise further. That means it fine tuning. It's kind of a fine tuning and improvise the output in the future even more realistic. Okay. Similarly, next one is data science and tuning. Data science and tuning means so whatever the data we have whatever the output we have received, right? It will analyze the data patterns further. Okay. So first, based on the feedback, it will ensure whether the output is accurate or not. Okay. So once if it is not accurate, means it will improve. That is called reinforcement. Okay. It will adjust the algorithm. Model means algorithms. Okay. It will tune the algorithms. Okay. So then it will again data science and tuning also further analyze. I mean, it will analyze the parameters and help the identify the data patterns and adjust the algorithms. Our algorithms will be changed. Okay. So why it is happening means in order to enhance the our app. Okay. If our app is not relevant, it is not giving the relevant data, means we definitely we want to use it. Okay. So that's why there are many content generation tools are there. In fact, Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, like that. There are many in the market, but still people are liked and limited to the ChatGPT and Gemini only, because due to the availability and due to the accuracy. Okay, that how that accuracy will come means so by collecting the feedback, by reinforcing and tuning the algorithms. By tuning the algorithms, okay, we are having many apps in the market. Okay, so by it that among that, if they want to improvise, they want to become a more famous in the market, means to capture the market, so they have to follow this one. That's why these 7 steps are defined. Okay, so first 3 steps are basic model. Okay, so next 4 steps, 4 to 7 is to enhance that one. So whatever the feedback which has given, right? So to enhance, to generate accurate images or content from the various data sets. Okay, so then only it will help to capture the market. Okay, it will be the leader in the market. Okay, these are the steps involved in the generative AI. Okay, so I'm not going in depth on this one. Okay, because you people already maybe covered. Okay, so just I brushed your knowledge, like what are our content covered so far. Okay. So this is in upcoming slides we are going to discuss these steps only. We will further analyze what is AI. Okay, so what are the steps involved in it? It's kind of a practical examples. Practical means real-time examples. We will see and we will understand it further. Okay, so that is the intention of next 1 hour session. Okay. So now you people are very clear, right? So what is the main difference between traditional AI and generative AI? Okay. So traditional AI means it classifies the data. It classifies the data. Okay. Generative AI means it creates the new content, So examples for the generative AI is ChatGPT, DALI, etc. Okay. So these are the some Gemini, etc. Those are all we are using in the market. Okay. So we are telling like generative AI in short term it is called Gen AI. Okay. So Gen AI, generative AI both are same. So we are telling AI. Okay. So is that means AI and the generative AI both are same or something different? Because we are having many things like deep learning, ML, AI, LLM, and etc. So what is the main difference between this AI and etc. means? So AI is the it's a kind of a main one. It's a branch of the computer science. It's a branch of the computer science. Within that AI, all these things like ML, deep learning, machine learning, okay, LLMs, those are all falls under within this AI. Okay, so AI is a branch of the computer science. Okay, so it covers everything. It covers everything. Yeah, that means ML, deep learning, etc. The ultimate goal of this AI is to deliver to make an application which thinks like a human, like how we are all thinking. For example, if I ask who is the current CM of Andhra Pradesh, definitely will answer it correctly. Immediately we will answer it. Okay. Yeah, suppose please upload. Upload means if I give the option like please upload means so there is no clarity. Please upload. What to upload? We don't have the clarity. Still, as a human, what we will do? You will try to upload any document like a document or image or music or video. You will try as a human. You will try. Okay. The ultimate goal of AI also to our machine also to think like how when there is no option, how human is thinking for the alternatives. Similar to the ultimate goal of our AI is to think machine also similar to make the machine also to think like a human. That means when there is no option, how we are thinking alternatives. For example, we are going for the lunch or dinner. Okay, you are expected biryani. Suppose biryani is not available. So what we will do? So we'll go for the alternative options like fried rice or those are different items or etc. Okay, how you are changing, how the human is thinking like for the alternative items. So the ultimate goal of the AI is to make the machines also to think for the alternatives, So that is the main difference between AI and other things. Okay, so AI is the main sub branch of the computer science. It gives the complete information. It gives the complete information. Okay, so we are all understood what is AI and etc. So we know AI is the main branch, sub branch of the computer science. We are making the progress with the we are making the machines to think like a human. Okay. So what are the available generative AI tools here are ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Grok. These are the some examples. We'll see a few more examples in the evening sessions. Okay. So if you clearly understand what is if you have seen clearly means if you are entering WhatsApp or something. Okay. So for example, if you are typing something means so definitely you will get some additional prompts. Okay. Like for example, you are typing something like when is the next class. Okay. So if you enter the when means immediately it will come what is next is next like that. You will get the suggestions in the WhatsApp. Everyone will be experiencing that one. Okay. So when especially when you are typing that, such recommendations comes for in your mobile. Okay. Almost everyone is a WhatsApp user. You will observe it. Okay. Similarly, if I type in my WhatsApp group, in my mobile, in that WhatsApp, if I type that one, is it come the same thing? No, definitely no, because my way of usage is different, your way of usage is different. Okay, so our algorithms, okay, our AI, whatever the in WhatsApp, okay, machine learning, you call it as. So it will learn from the usages. So based on the whatever the user, as a user of that WhatsApp in your mobile, how you are using, based on that one, it is based on that one, it is giving the prompts or suggestions in your WhatsApp. Same way, if I am using, it is giving the suggestions, it giving the suggestions based on my usages. Okay. So whatever the suggestions given in my WhatsApp mobile is not same as what it has given in your WhatsApp, in your mobile WhatsApp. Okay. So based on the patterns. Okay. That is a small scope of usages. Okay. When it comes to the AI or this chart GPT or etc. So that one is not the case. Okay. AI covers complete all the users, complete all the users. Okay. So whatever the users they are giving, whether through chart GPT or Gemini or whatever it is. So our algorithm will understand, okay, understand the question, okay, understand the question, and it will give the relevant prompts. Okay, it will give the relevant information. Similarly, it will also try to learn from the whatever the data we have given, right? Based on that data, it will try to learn from that one. Okay, so that means WhatsApp in your mobile is limited to a particular user. When it comes to the AI means or Chat GPT means, it is used by all the users in the technical field. They are all start using it, and they are giving applying that usages in the. I mean, it gives the more learning experience. It gives the more learning experience. Okay, so that's how the AI is growing day by day. Okay, so AI is a main difference between AI is a sub branch of the computer science. Okay, it covers machine learning, deep learning as it is appearing in this one. So ML deep learning are the subset of the artificial intelligence, a subset of the artificial intelligence. Okay, so that is the main difference. Okay. So generative AI, so we are talking about generative AI, where the generative AI comes means it will come even within this part of the deep learning. We will see in the upcoming slides. Okay. So now we understood AI is nothing but a artificial intelligence is a sub branch of the computer science, branch of the computer science that deals with the creation of the intelligent agents, that deals with the creation of the intelligent agents. Okay, which are the system can reason and learn and act autonomously. Okay, just like humans, how the intention of that AI is to make a machines just like a humans. Okay, that is the main intention of that AI. When it comes to the machine learning is a subset of the artificial intelligence. Machine learning is a subset of the artificial intelligence. Just 1 minute. Yeah, just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Give me a second.
The key difference between the two is that with supervised
Yeah. So artificial intelligence is nothing but it's a sub branch of the computer science, just like how we are having the physics or chemistry, other subjects. So similar to that one, artificial intelligence artificial intelligence is a main group of the main branch of the computer science. Okay. When it comes to the machine learning is nothing but it gives computers it makes the machines to ability to learn from the past without learn from the mistakes. Okay, just like WhatsApp in our WhatsApp example. So whatever the test recommendations we are receiving, right? So these are all the applicability of the machine learning. Machine learning makes machine to learn. Okay, it makes machine to learn from the past. Okay, so whatever the data we have given, it makes the machines to learn from the given input. It makes machine or that means the machine learning program trains the model from the input to make useful predictions. Make useful predictions from the past experience. Based on the past experience, it will give the input. Okay, so machine learning is gives the computer the ability to learn. Okay, so based on the past experience, it will make the machines to learn. Okay, so machine learning is models are two types. Okay, supervised models and the supervised unsupervised machine learning models. Okay, the key difference between the supervised and unsupervised is the labeled data. Okay, so when that we have that the input data is labeled means it comes under the supervised machine learning models. If the data is not there is no labeled data means it comes under the unsupervised data. It comes under the unsupervised data. Okay, so for example, okay, so in supervised data, what is the data and means? So I'm giving an example of this restaurant an example. Okay, so in this example, based on the one based on the historical data, whatever the based on the historical data bill amount, how much different people tipped. Okay, this is the tip amount based on that bill amount and tip amount, whether the order was picked up or delivered in the supervised learning model. We will learn from the past experience. Okay, so based on the past experience, it will calculate, it will model, uses the total bill amount to predict the future tip amount. Okay, so based on the input here, the data is labeled actually. Okay, so we are giving the clear labeled data, and this labeled data will compare the total amount, the based on the total bill amount. So how much tip it will come. So our machine learning will learn from the past based on the future how much of bill based on that for the amount of total bill how much tip we got it. Okay, based on that order type, whether it is a delivered or a pickup order. So based on the combinations, so it will come, it gives the conclusion of what is the tip amount. We can get it based on the total bill amount. Okay, so these kind of comparisons we can do with the help of machine learning. Okay, so the machine will learn automatically based on the whether it's a pickup order or delivery. So if it is a pickup means what is the total bill amount, how much tip amount we will get it. So like this, it will come. It will gives the it will give the it will do the predictions. It will do the predictions. Okay. So here based on the past examples, it will here, and here labels also clear. Here the labels also very clear. So based on the bill amount and input is input and output is also it is very clear. So based on that one, it will learn. Okay. In the same way, if you take the unsupervised data, it will take the unsupervised data. There won't be any labeled data. It will have the raw data. Okay. So it will have the raw data. So based on that raw data, it will do the predictions. Based on that raw data, it will do the predictions. Okay. So whatever the output it comes, the input it, whatever the input it receives, based on that one, it will understand and it will give the output. Okay. So that is the key difference between supervised and unsupervised data. Okay. So just for your understanding purpose, we are covering the what is supervised learning and unsupervised learning in ML. Okay. Just you should have the understanding of this one. So machine learning means it makes a machine to learn from the past. Okay. So there are two types of algorithms. One is supervised, another one is unsupervised. In supervised, the input data is labeled one, whereas in unsupervised data is raw data. There won't be any labels. Okay. So based on this one, machine learning will make the machines to learn from the past. Okay. So if you come to the deep learning is something even subset of the machine learning. Okay. It's a part of the AI only. It is even a subset of the deep learning. Okay. So deep learning is a subset of machine learning within the part of machine ML. Okay. So in supervised learning, these are how the models are predicted and etc. Okay. So it will compare and it will predict in the supervised learning, in the unsupervised learning. Okay. So deep learning is a subset of the machine learning. Within the machine learning, it is some kind of a limited area within the machine learning. Machine learning makes the machine to think in detail. But when it comes to the deep learning will make the machine to think like a humans. It makes the machine to think like a humans. Okay. That is the concept of the deep learning. So how the deep learning works means with help of neural networks, neural networks. Okay. So deep learning uses the concept of neural networks. So based on that neural networks, it will that what can I tell? It will mimic the human brain. It will mimic the human, like how the human is thinks the options, right? So if suppose input A failed, how the input B will be taken like that. So the deep learning uses the neural network which is inspired by the human brain. How exactly how the human brain works. Based on that, similar to that one, it will start thinking. It will start thinking and it will take the backup options. Okay. For example, if you all know what is neural network, this one. Okay. Similar to this one, it will decide the option A, option B, etc. Okay. That is called deep learning. Deep learning is a subset of the machine learning method, while machine learning is a it will compare the data based on the supervised and unsupervised. Whereas deep learning is uses the neural networks, allowing them to process the complex patterns. Okay, complex patterns means flow one fails. Okay, how the flow 2 will be enabled. Okay, similar to that one, it will. Similar to that one, it will do. For that one, it uses the concept of the neural networks. In the neural networks, each node, these are the brains inspired by the human brain. Okay, so each node is nothing but each cell in the brain. Okay, how the brain is connected together. Each cell is connected together in our brain. Here also each node is connected together. Okay, so suppose if x1 to x2, this connection failed means it will take the alternative one and it will give the solution. It will give the solution. It was inspired based on the human brain, and it is used to mimic the human brain. Okay, it will use it to mimic the human brain. Okay, that is the intention of this deep learning. Deep learning is a subset of the machine learning. Okay, so clearly understand, artificial intelligence is a wider one. It's a subset of the it is a branch of the computer science. Within that one, ML, machine learning. Machine learning makes machine to learn from the past. Okay, example is our WhatsApp. Okay, so how the WhatsApp is giving the suggestions in suggestions, or even in Google how it is suggesting. So these are all the machine learning concepts. Okay, so neural network is a subset of the machine learning. So main intention of the deep learning is to mimic the human brain. Okay, how the human brain works, similar to that one, it will works. Okay, so it is inspired based on the neural networks. It is inspired by the human brain, and it uses the concept called neural networks. Okay, so how the human brain works, similar to that, these neural networks were made up of interconnected nodes or neurons. Okay, that can learn to perform the task by processing the data and making the predictions. Main thing is making the predictions. Okay, so deep learning models typically have many layers of the neurons. Okay, just how it is showing in the screen, it will have many layers of the neurons, which allows them to learn more complex patterns. Okay, so how the since each node is interconnected, it will learn it will give the solutions for the more complex problems, and it will learn the more complex patterns. Okay, compared to the traditional one, compared to the traditional one. Traditional one is nothing but a supervised and unsupervised. So that's why it is called semi-supervised. It is called semi-supervised because here we are having the labels data. Here we are having the label data and neural network concept. Okay, so that's why it is called semi-supervised learning. Semi-supervised learning. We'll call it as a semi-supervised learning. Okay, so like this deep learning will work. So within this deep learning, generative AI is a subset to that one. The generative AI is a subset to the deep learning. Okay, so as a part of the generative AI, what we are making? So generative AI, we are making machines to give the new content based on the past past experience. Based on the past experience, it gives the new content to the users. Okay, so similarly, how the generative AI is having, similar to generative AI, LLMs. LLM is nothing but a large language models. It is also subset of the deep learning only. Within the deep learning, we are having two layers. One is LLMs, another one is generative AI. Okay, so this is how this generative AI will fit. Okay, so so the main subsets are AI. Within the AI, ML is there. Within the ML, we are having the deep learning. Within the deep learning, we are having the it uses the concept called neural network, and within that we are having the generative AI and LLM. Okay, that means the scope of the generative AI LLM are limited compared to the scope of machine learning when it comes compared to the scope of artificial intelligence. But the ultimate goal is to make the machines to think, behave like a humans. Okay, so while doing that one, how that algorithms principles they adopted, based on that one, it was grouped into the different layers. Okay, I hope you people clear like what is generative AI and how it fits within the AI space. Okay, because people are commonly using, especially past 10 to past 5 years, we are using AI more very frequently. Few people are using AI, few people are using ML, few people are telling deep learning. Okay, so generative AI. Okay, so we should not get the confused on that one. So this is the clear difference between what is AI, ML, what are the different methods within that ML, how the deep learning works, how the generative AI and what is how the LLM will work. Okay, so we based on our scope, we will learn in depth about what is generative AI and LLMs. Okay, and also we'll see practically in the post break. We will see that one. Okay, so deep learning models are two types. Okay, one is discriminative and generative. Okay, so how the generative AI we have discussed, right? So these models, deep learning models are two types. One is discriminative and generative one. Okay, so in generative one, so already we have seen what is generative one. Just 1 minute. Okay, so deep learning models divided into two types. One is generative and another one is discriminative. Okay, so discriminative model is nothing but a model used to classify or predict the labels for a data points. Okay, so it is used to predict it, whereas discriminative models means it is used to classify. That means that is our traditional. So already I have told in the beginning. So yeah, our traditional one is used to just classify the data. Just use it to classify the data. Okay. So our generative, discriminative is nothing but our traditional model. Whereas generative is a new approach. It will give the new content. Okay. Whereas discriminative is a traditional one. It is mainly used to classify or predict. It is used to classify or predict. Okay. So these are the main difference between traditional and generative one. So generative one always generates the new content based on the past data. Based on the past data, it will gives the new data points. It can be used to predict the new data, generate the new data, generative AI model. So how it will learn means based on the probability of the existing. Okay, based on the probability of the existing ones, it will predict the models. Okay, so this is a simple example how discriminative technique will work. Generative example will work. Okay, so discriminative one work will classify the given data. Okay, so that means already if you are giving some images like a cat, dog, etc., means it will classify the data into different groups, like dog photos are together, cat photos are together, like that. It will classify the discriminative technique. Whereas generative means name itself gives the information to generative. That means it generates. It says generates a new image. Okay, it gives the new image. Okay, so this is the traditional approach. This is the Gen AI approach. Okay, so in traditional approach, it just classify the given data, whereas in generative AI approach, it generate the new content. It can generate the new content. That means here it just given input, it will group. Here, whatever the input prompt we have given, based on that one, it will create a new content. That is the difference between discriminative technique and a generative technique. Okay, so deep learning models falls into any one of this technique. One is traditional one, another one is generative one. So traditional one is nothing but a discriminative, and generative is a new one. Okay, so this is a further, if you analyze it further, this is a practical example. Practical way of classifying the data. Okay, so if you have seen in predictive ML model means it will lens the relation between the data and labels. Whatever the data we have given, so based on that one, it will learn. Learn and it will gives the output. Whereas in Gen AI model, whatever the input we have received it based on the patterns patterns. It will learn the patterns. Based on that one, it will generate the output. It will generate the output. Okay. So in predictive, if you take an example of that dog cat example, it will give the label as a output as a dog or cat like that. It will give the classify the given data. Whereas in Gen AI model, it gives the new content for you. It will gives the new content for you. Okay. So in this one, above one shows the traditional model. That means based on the input data and labels, it will give the output. Whereas bottom image shows the it will learn from the patterns. It will learn from the patterns and generate the new content. Okay, new content. Okay, so Gen AI means it gives the new content always based on the past experience. Whereas in traditional, it will give the classify the given data. Okay, so this is the one machine learning AI. Okay, how if it is a Gen AI means how it works. If it is not Gen AI means how it works. Okay, so this is the one example. So already we have mentioned Gen AI. The input and output can be anything. It can give text, image, audio, video like that. It can give any combination. Okay, it gives the data any one. Okay, so in this one, in the ML system, whatever the input it receives, okay. So if it is not traditional one means it will give just a classify and it will give the data is number, descript class like that. It will classify. Whereas in Gen AI, it creates the new input, new output based on the given input and data combinations. So the output can be anything like it can be a content, it can be a image, it can be audio, video, anything. Whereas traditional one, the output is yes or no kind of a descriptive answers, yes or no or group like probability like that it will come. Okay, so this is the just how the traditional and the generative AI will work. Okay, so further that one, this combination also y equal to f of x. So this is also similar to that one. Another way of representing the data, another way of representing that data. But ultimate goal is in traditional way, data is classified, whereas in generative AI, that new content is created. That's what it is meaning, trying to tell over here. Okay, so these are the similar to that one only. This is about what is generative AI. Okay, so far we have seen what is generative AI and how the generative AI will work compared to the traditional method, compared to the traditional methods. Okay, so this is how this is what generative AI. Okay, so in summary, so generative is a type of artificial intelligence that creates new content based on what it has learned from the existing. That means it always learn from the existing one. It won't create its on its own. Okay, it will learn from the past, whatever the from the past it has learned. So based on that one, based on the existing one, it will give the new content. Okay, so how this what are the examples of generative AI means? ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, etc. How it works means when the user is giving the prompt, okay, our Gen AI uses this model, I mean existing algorithms or a model. We'll see. I will explain that model and etc. in the next 1 hour. Okay, so based on that models, it will predict the output. It will predict the output and it generates the new content. It generates the new content. This is called generative AI. Okay. So compared to the traditional programming, okay. So just to give me a 5 minutes, I will be back. Give me 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, thank you. So far we have seen what is in a high level, what is AI, what is ML, what is deep learning, and what is deep learning and generative AI. Okay. So by covering that one, we have discussed about the LLMs. Okay. So LLMs also subset of the LLM also subset of the deep learning only. Okay. So LLM also subset of the deep learning. Now we'll discuss in a high level like what is LLM. Okay. So already it may be covered, but just giving the for brush up purpose, I will cover in a high level like what is LLM. LLM stands for large language models. Okay, so it's a LLM stands for the large language models. It's a subset of the deep learning. Okay, so within that deep learning, so the main intention of the deep learning is to make the machine to think like a humans. Okay, with the help of neural networks, we are connecting, etc. Okay, so in that one, so to make that machine, I mean machines to think like a human. So this LLM also subset of it, and it plays the key role in this one. Okay, so. This LLM stands for the large language models. Okay, so it is another area of the AI. You maybe heard it about the LLM many times. Okay, so this LLM is the another large language model in the artificial intelligence. Okay, so LLM is refers to the advanced AI models. Okay, so how the Chat GPT, we are all seeing that Chat GPT, Google Gemini, etc. Right? So these are the front ends. Okay, these are the kind of a front ends. So whenever you are asking the questions, so from Chat GPT, it will go to the backend. In backend, that LLM is the brain behind the this Chat GPT. So whatever the prompt given by you, whatever the prompt given by you to the Chat GPT or Gemini, so Chat GPT will interact with the LLMs, interact with the LLMs, and LLMs will get the data. LLMs will get the data from there. Okay. For example,
Sir, please continue, sir.
I think you muted me as well. Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Sir, it is audible, sir.
Okay. Just 1 minute. 1 minute.
ఇప్పుడు కూడా ఖాళీ మాత్రం అనకూడదు అప్పుడు భవిష్యత్తు గురించి ఆలోచన ఈ సమయం వల్ల బతకదు అంతే ఇలా రాగలరు
1 minute team. Don't make- Yeah. So LLM is nothing but a large language model. It's a part of the a subset of the deep learning memory. Okay. So how the LLM works means it's based on the neural networks. Okay. So the modern LLMs mainly rely on the neural network designs. Okay. So called the transformers. Whatever the transformers we have discussed mentioned in the beginning, right? So the transformers place the based on the transformers. Transformers. What the role of transformers means? It will decode, encode, and decode. Okay, so whatever the input given, right? So that activity is encoded and decoded with help of transformers. Okay, so the transformers will help the LLMs. Mainly the LLMs depends on the transformers. Okay, so instead of reading the test word by word, the transformers will split the given test into the tokens, and it will analyze that whole sentence. Okay, so it will analyze the whole sentence and allow them to efficiently process the vast possible combinations of data. So whatever the data we have given, right? So whatever the input prompt we have given, right? That input prompt is splitted into the tokens, and it will transform the tokens into the. That means it will do the encoding and decoding of that relevant tokens into. It will tokens into the various data. So that what is the benefit with the splitting the data is it will compare effectively. That means how we will expect the output immediately. Okay, so to make that vast amount data to search in parallel. Okay, so in order to search that one, so it will fetch the data quickly and it will give it back to the. It will give the responses back to the whoever the user has raised this one. Okay, so that is the role of LLM. Okay, so within this LLM there are 2 steps actually. Okay, so it's a multi-step process. Okay, so one is pre-training and the second one is fine-tuning. Okay, so you need to understand what is under LLM and what is transformers. Okay, so just we are touching the contents only for now. Okay, then only you can understand what is the role of that one. Okay, so LLM depends on the transformers. The transformers will do the decoding and encoding activity. Okay, with help of that one, we will whatever the data we have given, it will do. Okay, so the purpose of that LLM is to retrieve the data, retrieve the output quickly. Okay, so then only that output will be displayed. That output will be displayed over the screen, displayed over the as a response or output to the output. Okay, so that is the purpose of that one. Okay, so in LLM it has the 2 steps. One is pre-training and one is fine-tuning. Okay, so in pre-training, so whatever the data we have given, data can be unstructured data. Okay, so whatever the input given by us, it can be unstructured data. Like it can be, you can give any website or you can give any articles or content into that one. Okay, so even though the data is very large or unstructured one, so our LLMs will learn the basic patterns within that one. Okay, so you are giving, for example, you are giving 100 lines of data. Okay, so within that 100 lines of data, so if it machine takes normal, line word by word means it takes more time to respond. Okay, that's why it will learn the basic patterns and structure within the structure within the given input. Okay, so based on that one, it will do the predictions. It will start do the predictions. So picking that keywords is the main thing here. Okay, so that one was done by the LLMs. The role of the LLM is to identify such keywords. Keywords are nest words. Okay, so identify the keywords or nest words in that one and understand the given unstructured data. Next one is fine tuning. Second step is fine tuning. So whatever the input, already we have created our model. Okay, so that model is already trained. That model is already trained. Okay, so whatever the model we have received it, that model is tuned. Okay, so for example, if you see here in that beginning we have discussed, right? Yeah, in this one. Okay, so whatever the data we have received, model we have trained. So while training, we will give the smaller data. Okay, smaller data and available data sets. Okay, so we will enhance. We will based on the given inputs, based on the given new inputs, our model will be further enhanced. Okay, tuned. Okay, like assistance, helpful assistance, just like a helpful assistance, it will fine tune it and it will give the more accurate data. It will give the more accurate data. Okay, so LLMs means Chart GPT is not a LLM. Okay, so we will see in the next class. We will, I mean, post break, we will see what is LLM, what is the difference between LLM and the names Chart GPT and etc. Okay, so LLMs means kind of a GPT-4, GPT, etc. Okay, Chart GPT is not the LLM. Okay, so this is the role of LLM over here. Okay, so similarly LLM. So next one is we are having the transformers. So the main role of the transformers is to convert the given data, convert the given data into the decode, encode the given data into the relevant data. Okay, to make the search more quick and easy, to make the search more quick and easy. That is the intention of the transformers. Transformers in the LLMs. Okay, this is the another important keyword we should learn as part of what is as part of the generative AI. Okay, so this is the another important one. Similar to this, so another important items when you are learning is what is the future of LLMs? Okay, we are telling like LLMs means we are having the limited LLMs right now, like GPT-2, like that one. So what is the future of the LLM means? So if you, the future of the LLMs are increased capabilities. The main intention into the LLMs are to perform like a human brain. Okay, so in order to achieve that one, it should have the increased capabilities. Okay, as currently the current level of technology is not actually is not perfect to the LLMs. Okay, so LLMs are not fully achievable for now, right now. Okay, but whatever in future, that capabilities, whatever the capabilities or accuracy it is giving should be, it will be enhanced. That will be the future of the LLMs. Okay, so it will be improve the accuracy and it gives the enhanced capabilities. Okay, similarly audio visual trainings. Right now the LLMs, most of the LLMs are using the text only. Okay, when it comes to the training the audio or video means that is very limited, but in future it will have more impact on that audio visual audio video trainings as well. The faster models will come and it will play the key role. Okay, similarly, okay, so similarly workplace transformations as well. Okay, so right now it takes more space, more inputs are required for the LLMs and generative AIs. Okay, so in future that dependencies should be reduced and it will be commonly used like a other applications. How you are using the other applications, it will come to such level. Okay, so that is the next intention of the LLMs. Okay, so this is the another important one in the LLMs. Okay, so when you are doing the LLMs, we should do the pre-training. Similarly, fine tuning should be done using the LLMs. Similar to that LLMs, we are having some weaknesses as well. Okay, so that is for the used for the general. I mean, it will cover as part of a regular one. Okay, I am not going in depth about that LLMs for now. Okay, so these are the main things about what are all the important things for the generative AI. Okay, so right now we know what is generative, what is AI, what is generative AI, and what are the LLMs. Okay, so now we need to understand the practical ones. Okay, practical ones, and we need to understand how to implement one simple example. Okay, that's one I will cover in the post break actually. Okay, so any doubts so far? Any doubts? I will consider as a no. Okay. So I hope you people are clear on what is AI, what is ML, what is deep learning, what is generative AI, and what is LLMs. Okay. So mainly we should understand this flow actually. Okay. So what are the steps involved in this AI? Okay. So if you people are actually understood that clear difference between those things, we are good. Okay. If not, we have to understand the clear difference between what is those things, etc. Okay. So now we theoretically we know what is AA and etc. We have to see practically like how one small app will implemented, how the small app will be implemented. That is the our next target. Okay, so that's the for that one we need. If you can ask me, we need a programmatic language experience to implement such things. Okay, so I would say yes, definitely. Right now we are having the application. I mean, apps to generate the code as well. Okay, but that is not the traditional way. Okay, so we have to learn. At least we should have the programming language. Okay, so we should have the programming language understanding. Like at least we should have a minimum programming language. Okay, so either that can be anything like a Python, Java, or anything. It's up to you. But we should have some programmatic language experience. But at the same time, it is not very complex. Once we started using those languages, you will understand easily how to implement the apps using the generative AI and etc. Okay, so I'm putting dot for now. Okay, so we will we'll take the break for now. Okay, so it is for 15 minutes. Time is 2:20. So around the 2:35 we'll regroup again. Okay, so we'll continue the session. Ma'am or anyone, is that okay or
Okay, sir. Okay.
okay? 2:35
Okay.
or 2:40 we'll
2:35.
yeah. 2:35 we'll keep it and we'll regroup again. Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir.
Thanks. Sir.
Thank you. So all the participants are requested to take a break of 15 minutes. So please join at 2:35. Thank you.
Okay, I'm back. Should I continue?
Sir, we can continue, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, so far we have seen the basic terms. Now, as I mentioned, I would like to take you people to the practical understanding bit. Okay, so from theoretical to practical, like how we are using this one LLMs generative AI in a practical way. Okay, with one simple example. So, since it's a kind of a coding related, I will go a little bit slow. Okay, try to understand the concept. Okay, so I'm not going to give complete information now itself. Okay, so I will try to give the practical way, like what are the steps required to start the application skills. Okay, that is the main intention of this session. Okay, so far we have seen what is generative AI. Everyone is, I think, be clear on what generative AI. Generative AI is nothing but AI that generates something, new content. It generates some new content. The new content can be anything. It can be text, audio, video, or PPT or website, whatever it is. So what are the practical ones we are using? I'm sharing the screen. Okay. So the what are the practical ones we are using in the current market is ChatGPT, Gamma.app. Similar to that, there are Lovable.ai. Okay. There are many Gemini and etc. Okay. These are the examples of the generative AI. Okay. So for me, ChatGPT it won't work. So I'm going for the Gemini. Okay. So Gemini, similar to that, we are having the Gamma.app. Okay. So I hope you people know what is the purpose of the ChatGPT and Gemini. Okay. So ChatGPT and Gemini is mainly used for the test. That means content related things. So we are going for the ChatGPT. It generates what are the questions you are raising it. So it gives the answers for that one. For example, so already I have shown one practical example of bank account closure request. Okay, so a sample mainly for bank account closure or leave application, whatever it is you want, you can type it. It will give the answers. Okay, so in top of it, even if you have further questions also, we can raise it with yeah, we can raise it. We can raise it with the whatever generative AI. It will give the answers. It will give the answers to you. Okay. Similarly, there are other AI tools like Gamma.app. Okay. So this Gamma.app is mainly used for the PPT presentation preparations. Okay. So if you have the content, you can generate the presentations. Okay, you can generate the presentations or you can generate the PDFs. Okay, you can create the website, etc. You can use the Gamma.app. It's an open source only. Okay, so up to 10 slides you can generate it. So you can get the content from the Google. Okay, for example, if you explain about the artificial intelligence means it gives the content. So you can start using it. So for that, just you need to create an account actually. I don't have the account in the system laptop, but you just create one login user credentials. Okay. For that, you need a Gmail account. Okay. So if you have that Gmail account, you can log in. Okay. So once you have logged in, it will give the options like what kind of options you require, like presentations or website or social media. So you can type any one of those things and you can generate the presentations. Okay. So if you are not using already, start using that one. Similarly, there is a app called Lovable app. Okay. So you can use that one. Okay. You can use this Lovable AI for what is that? for any web page or UA creations and etc. For example, you are creating the login, not this one actually. Yeah, this one. So suppose you are building any app. Okay, so for this one also, it's also open source only. You can start creating the UA content. For example, you can give the for example, login screen. Okay, so you can create a one MS Paint. In MS Paint, you just create one login screen and you just ask it. It will give the information for you. Okay, so it will create the content websites by chatting with the AI. Okay. I don't have login for this one because it's my official laptop. Okay, so I can't create that one, but you can use this lovable.dev, lovable.ai to generate the web pages. Okay, so if you need the content means you can use the ChatGPT or Gemini. Okay, from there you can take the content. Okay, so any content, for example, introduction about the AI or anything, you can ask it. Introduction of AI. Okay, so it will give the content, or you directly you can ask the this in this within this gamma that app you can raise it. Okay, or you can take this content, whatever the content available over here, you just copy and paste it during this presentation creation. Okay, it's simple. If you can log in, you can understand easily. Okay, it will have the options you can easily understand and you can create it. Similarly, for this website UA related also, there is no coding or something is not required. Just you need to give the data. Okay, so you have to give the what you need in a prompt. If you have given it as a prompt, it will take that prompt and it will generate it. Okay, so these are all the some of the examples of the generative AI tools. Okay, so tools means here two categories. Okay, so tools means two categories. One is usage. Okay, so don't get confused with these two. One is usage and another one is create. Okay, so usage means so the tool users who are all users like normal users. Okay, so who are all developing this one. Okay, using this one, they are called users. Okay, it doesn't mean so if you are doing something means it doesn't mean you know okay, so usage means you are the user. Okay, I am the user for the Gemini Gemini app. Okay, so right now I have used the Gemini app. So I am the user for that one. I am not the creator. Okay, that difference between the usage and creation means, so as a usage means you are using that app. Creation means you are creating the app. That means the developers, Gen AI developers or AI developers, whatever the name you can use it. So all are interrelated only. Okay, all are interrelated. Okay, so you know the how it is related and etc. Last session we have seen all those things. Okay, so be clear on you say since you are using ChatGPT, you are not the AI developer. Okay, so AI developer is you are a normal user. You are one of the consumer. That's it. Okay, creation means you are creating, you are developing one app. Okay, so now I will see what are the steps. One example like what are the steps involved in this one. Okay, so in Gemini or ChatGPT, so you will give the prompt. Okay, Gemini or whatever it is. Okay, so you will give the prompt. That means you mention the request. Okay, you will see the output. Okay, you will see the output. This is the front. This is the front end activity you are seeing. Okay, so whenever you are seeing these are the activity, it is happening in the front end. Okay, so that means Gemini app or something here. Gemini means it is an app. Okay, so it can be anything, Chat GPT or anything that app it is showing. So for that one, you are giving the prompt. Okay, you are getting the output. You are getting the output like whatever the data it is giving, you are getting the output. Okay, so that means I can in technical terms I will take it. Okay, that means it is user interface. User interface. The user interface is Gemini app or whatever the UI you are seeing. So for that one, so if this one, it is taking and it is generating the output. It is generating the output. How it is generating the output? Okay. So we are seeing only these two actions only. But behind this one, there are many steps are involved. Okay. So how it is involving is, so here, so whatever the user interface we are seeing, right? So we same thing, or UA you can call it as, or user interface. Okay. So the user interface speaks with the LLMs. Okay. Here the user interface speaks with the LLM. LLM is already we know what is LLM. LLM model. Okay. The LLM model gives it will interact with the relevant website. It will interact with the relevant website and fetch the data, and it gives the output. That means, so whatever the question we are raising, right? The question moves from the here to user interface to LLM. The question moves from the user interface to LLM. Okay. Similarly, LLM will search the other websites. Okay, the relevant websites. Okay, and it will give the data back to you. Gives the answers back to the user interface. Okay. So since the user interface output we are getting, the logic behind that one is, this is the logic. Okay. So UA and interface. For example, in your website, you are planning to map the Google Maps. Okay, you are planning to map the Google Maps, or you are planning to show the what is that calendar or anything. For that one, you no need to develop from the scratch. Okay, you no need to develop from the scratch. So simply you can already Google has invested and Google has implemented the Google Maps. So from that Google Maps, you need to import that one. You need to take the permission and you need to import this one. Okay. So that interaction with the Google application or Google search, that one is done by the LLM. That one is done by the LLM model. Okay. So user interface just display the user, just display the takes the input and gives the output. Okay. So the brain behind this Chat GPT or Gemini, everything is LLM only. Okay. So this is the main logic, how the front end is behaving. So back end is this one. Okay. So in this one, LLM means we are having many LLMs. Okay. So don't get confused with the application and LLMs. Okay. So each one is different. Okay. For example, I am using one app. Okay. For that app, so it is given by some company. So we are having many LLMs in the market. Okay. So don't compare, I mean, don't get confused with the app and LLM. Both are different. Okay. Both are different. Okay. So LLM is also known as model. LLM is also known as model. Okay. So for example, we are all telling Chat GPT as one of the app. Okay. So for that Chat GPT, it is given by the which company? OpenAI. It is given by the OpenAI company. Okay. Even you can ignore the why we need the company also. I will tell. Okay. In that practical example, I will tell that what is that. What is the purpose of that OpenAI as well? Okay. So what is the model it is using? Okay. So don't get confused. Chat GPT as a LLM. Chat GPT is not LLM. Okay. Chat GPT is an app or name given for that app. Okay. So app is different. LLM is different. So what is the LLM it is using means the LLM name is nothing but a GPT 4.0, 5.0 like that. These are the LLMs available in the market. Okay, so 5.0 turbo. Okay, don't confuse between these two. Okay, so similarly, we are all using the Claude. Claude is becoming famous now. Almost all industries are using this Claude now. Okay, so the Claude is the app name. Okay, so app name is Claude, but the company is Authorpic. Okay, AUPHOR or PIC, I think. Okay, So this one, this is the company. And what is the LLM means? LLM is nothing but a brain or algorithm. The whatever the algorithm we are implementing as part of this one. Okay. So the algorithm is Sonnet or OPUS. We'll call it as a OPUS as well. Okay. So this is the LLM. What is the logic behind this one? Similarly, Gemini. So Gemini is owner is Google. And the LLM is Gemini. Okay. Similarly, there are many apps. For each app, there will be something. Okay. For example, you are developing one app. Okay. For example, you are search names, search new names is the, for example, app you are going to develop any new app called search new names or suggest new names. So suggest new name is the app you are going to develop. Okay. So the owner is your college or your company or you. So owner is you, and you can use any algorithm. It's up to you. Okay. You can use any LLM, chat GPT or anything you can use. Okay. So you will be the owner. Okay. So don't get confused with all LLM and app. Okay. App is nothing but what is the application you are developing. Okay. So that application is interacting with which model. Okay. Which model is fetching the data. So that one plays the LLM. Okay. So whatever the app you are developing, suggest new name you are going to develop means that suggest new name that will interact with this LLM model. Okay. So don't get confused. There are many LLM and name company name. Okay. So don't get confused between these two. Similar to this one, there are many LLMs are available. Gemini 1.5. Gemini 1.5 is used by the Gemini. Okay. So similarly, Claude A, Anthropic and Sonnet is the one. Similarly, Meta is there. Okay. BERT is there. There are many applications based on that one. It will behave differently. That means based on that one, it will behave differently. That means the purpose is different. Okay, ChatGPT purpose is content generation. Claude is content generation plus code. Both it will do. Okay, so like this, there are many things are. Many LLMs are available in the market. So you no need to develop from the scratch. You need to just add that one. That's enough. Okay, you need to add that one. Okay, so I hope you people are clear on what is the app and what is the LLM. Okay, so be clear on that one. Don't confuse. The app always interacts with the LLM, and the LLM interacts with the relevant websites and fetch the data. Okay, so the algorithm, everything is implemented over LLM. Okay, the same thing comes to the app. Okay, so now we know the difference between app and LLM. Okay, so if you ask me, okay, so back to this one. Okay, so here the user interface and the LLM. Okay, so right now in the market the LLMs are limited. Okay, LLMs are limited. We are limited to this one. For example, I'm developing my new app. For that one, I'm going to use the existing one only. Suppose in future, some other new LLM came into the market, because we are right now we are in the beginning phase. So once we are in the stable, in future we may get many LLMs into the market. Okay, if you are going to implement this approach, that means our UA is directed, our app is directly interacting with LLM means in future it is not that LLM. Any new LLM comes, you need to develop from the beginning. You need to develop from the beginning. Okay, to avoid that one, to make plug and play kind of concept. Okay, so instead of this one, we are going for the different. In between, we are going for the one application. So this is the existing approach, but by understanding the extendability in future, okay, we are simply placing one more tool in between the LLM and user interface, which is nothing but a LAN chain. Okay, we call it as a LAN chain. Okay, So the purpose of the LAN chain is it connects user interface and LLM. Okay. So the benefit with this LAN chain is in future, suppose if in future, if you can change the model, okay. So if you change the LLM or model, you no need to develop the program from the scratch. You no need to develop the program from the scratch. Okay. By simply making minor changes in this LAN chain, that means by implementing the interface between LAN chain and LLM, you can simply replace the LLM. Okay. For example, any future, if any new model is coming to the market by some other company, okay, you can plug in. For example, you implemented this GPT 4.0, but you need to replace with Gemini. Okay, instead of completely rewriting the code, by making minor changes in the LAN chain, you can do. So this is the approach all the corporates will follow. Okay, so we'll have the user interface, you will have the LAN chain, you have to connect the LAN chain user interface and the LLM model. Okay, so you will connect the LLM. So you are telling you are telling GPT, Sonnet, everything, right? How can you connect? Means, so this company provides the licenses. Okay. So how we are having for Microsoft everything. So in this one, we are having the open source as well as the paid one. Okay. So for each thing, they will give the key. They will give the key. Okay. That key should be integrated to the key will be given by the companies. Key will be given by the companies. Okay. Suppose you want to develop an app, means suppose you are going to use this GPT 4.0, means you have to interact, connect with the OpenAI, and you have to get the key. Okay, key is nothing but a license. Okay, key is nothing but a license. Okay, you need to get the license, and you need to integrate. Will be given by the company, and you have to integrate with the you have to integrate with the our application, our app or application. Okay. So right now we know what is LLM and how to develop app. Okay. So for this one, do you need the programming language knowledge? Actually, to be honest, yes, we need the programming language experience. Okay. However, you can start with the minimal knowledge. Okay. So minimal language knowledge, but you can learn ongoing. Okay. Agentic AI, etc. They will provide the programming. They will generate the code. In fact, cloud everything generate the code. But since it's the beginning phases, better to suggested to have the knowledge of the programming. Okay, you can have your Python language or Java. It's up to you, but you should have some programming language. So Python is the most commonly used. Okay. So, suppose if you want to develop one app, suggest new name is the app you are going to develop. Okay. So in that case, you need two open sources. Two open sources. One is PyCharm. I think you people know what is the purpose of that PyCharm. And another one is Jupyter. JUPYTER. Okay. JUPY. These two we need. Okay. So with help of this, the PyCharm is nothing but an editor. Okay. So with help of PyCharm, you can do the it's a IDE. Okay. Development environment. That means integrated development environment. Okay. You can use it for the programming, Python programming purpose. You can use the Python programming or web development or data related things. You can use this PyCharm, PY, not PHY, PY. PYCHARM. Okay, so it is a IDE. So with by using this one, you can start developing the programmings. Okay. Similarly, Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook is used to interactive. So to make the UI applications and to implement the workflows. Okay. So we will use the Jupyter. Okay. These two are open sources only. Open sources only. You can develop. You can use any one of this one. Okay. You can use any one of this one. Okay. So now we understood what are the prerequisites we require to develop one app. Okay. So to develop any app, we need at least two minimal concepts. One is Jupyter and Python. Okay. Similarly, you should have license. Okay. Whatever the LLM you are planning to use, you need that key. Okay. And in your programming, while you are developing your programming, you have to include LAN chain as an interface. This is the model or architecture we are going to develop. Okay. So user interface, LAN chain, LLM. So LAN chain act as a plug and play. That means if you make the change the LLM, you by changing the entries, you can change the LLM. Okay. So now we are clear on what are the prerequisites required, and be clear. Don't get confused with the LLM and app and company. Okay. Now we are going to develop one app. Assume you are going to develop one app. Okay. That purpose of that app is suggest the new names. Okay. You are going. If anyone comes, suggest new brand names. Okay. Brand names are startups, company names. Sorry. So suggest the company names. If you can input the if you can input the industry, what kind of industry, if you can input, it will give the output. Industry means it gives the output. For example, it gives the output. For example, it will give the output as name. For example, if you are going to industry, give the industry as hotel. Okay, it will return a response as any kind of new restaurants, any restaurants or any brand. If you can enter the shoe company, we can shoe industry, leather industry, it will give give the output as Bata. That means your app doesn't give the existing ones, it gives the new company names. Just for your understanding, I mentioned this one. Okay, you are going to develop our app. Okay, our app will when if they can give the industry, it will give the output like a new name. It will come. Okay, so if you don't want, you can change that one. So we are going to develop that app. Okay, so for that one, what you need, we need one user interface, because here we are displaying the receiving the input and displaying the output. So definitely we need steps. The first step is we need the user interface. Okay, UA or user interface. We need the one user interface we need to develop. Okay, so in this one, you can design like how you need the user interface, like enter the. So this is the user interface will be like enter the industry name. Okay, drop down or anything, it will give the new name. New name is like this, we can give. Okay, this is a drop down or text box you can give. The output you will get the new name like something. Okay, new one kind of. Okay, so this is the step one. So we need to develop the user interface. The next step is backend. Backend means building the backend means it is related to DB creation, etc. So that one will be the second step. Third step is you need to connect this backend and UA. Okay, you need to connect the building the connecting the interfaces, connecting the UA and backend. You need to develop this one. So this one will play the key role. Okay, this one will play the key role. That means all three has to be done. Okay, so this one it's with help of HTML, CSS. Okay, you can do this one. In case if you are don't want to waste the time, means you can use this lovable.dev. Okay, so it will generate implement the interface for you. It will implement the interface for you. Okay. Similarly, DB creation. DB creation means you can use any one of the existing open source tools like MongoDB or Oracle or anything you can use. You can create the based on the our application, you can create the tables, fields, and etc. Okay. So now the main important one is connecting these two. Connecting these two. Okay. Connecting these two. So for that one, you need the programming language. For that one, you need the programming language. You can develop Python or Java based on your interest. You can start doing that development. Okay. So since I have mentioned this LLM models, it is not necessary you have to use this one. These are all the licensed one. Okay. There are open models also available in the market. We can find based on our requirement. You can find and based on your requirement, you can find and you can start consuming that models. Okay. Just for your understanding purpose, I have started telling. So first thing is we need the so you have developed the user interface with the HTML or CSS or that's Lovable app. Okay. Similarly, DB creations are done. So now you are going to connecting the UA and backend. Okay. So I'm explaining a little bit with help of Python. Okay. So try to understand it. In case if it is a challenge means we'll have a separate calls based on the request. Okay, no problem. Okay. So the very basic step in the programming is first one is importing the necessary libraries. That is the first step we will follow. Importing the necessary libraries. That is the first step we'll follow as part of implementing the code. Okay. So first one. So for that one, what is the simple commands? Well, what we use is import command. Okay. So with the import command, you can import. Okay. So here we are importing the import OS. Okay. Import OS. We are importing the simple library. Similarly, we are having suppose if you are doing math calculations means you can import math. Okay. For like if you are planning to find the square root of sorry guys, square root if you want to find the square root or anything, for example, just example purpose I'm telling, a equal to a equal to 1. Okay, a equal to this one, b equal to math dot square root. Okay, square root of a. Okay. Print b. So this is how we will import the you will import the math. Okay. So if you want to use the square root function means you have to import a relevant library. You have to import the relevant library. It will give the output for this b for square root of a. Okay. So like this. Okay. So just for your understanding purpose, I have mentioned that one. I'm removing that one. Okay. So here we need to import OS. Import OS. Okay. So what I have mentioned is, so first step is we have to connect the LLM. We have to finalize the LLM. You should get the LLM. How you will get by interacting with this company? You will get the LLM. Okay. So you will get that key or license. That license to be imported. I mean connected over here. Okay. So for that one, so already how we maintain is all the keys. Key related things we will maintain one separate document. Okay, so we can use that one. So here open AI underscore key open AI underscore API underscore key. Okay, so these are the standard libraries. I am not giving anything. Okay, so in this open.ai.key document, in the open.ai.key document, already I got this key and I stored in the document. Okay, so we are just connecting that one. Okay, so just we are importing by connecting this document. Okay, so this is the first step we have to do. Similarly, you have to do what's the second step I have mentioned. So second step is our LAN chain. Okay, so LAN chain purpose is to replace the LLM in the future. Okay, so this is not compulsory, but you can import it. Okay, so LangChain underscore OpenAI. We are importing this one from the chart OpenAI. Chart OpenAI. Okay. So this is the OpenAI model. Okay, so I'm going to use I'm planning to use the GPT 4.0. Okay, so that GPT 4.0 is available in the OpenAI. Okay, just I'm importing that one. Okay, so just I'm importing that one. Okay, so here we have one more thing as well. From don't use as a LangChain. You use the same name. It's a reserved words. We should not use. Okay. Scope 4 dot prompts. If I use the IDE means automatically it will give the difference. It will give the suggested one. Since I'm typing in the test for test document, it is coming as a plain text. Okay, so import prompt template. Okay, so the main purpose of this prompt template is here we are having two activities. One is prompt, another one is template. Okay, so prompt is nothing but what is the prompt. Okay, prompt is nothing but just our I'm moving up actually. Okay, I forgot to cover this one. Okay, so prompt is nothing but what is the input given by you. Input is nothing but the question. Input is nothing but question. So whatever the question you are asking, right? So that is the prompt. Okay. So if you want to get that one means you have to import that library. Next one is template. Template means general English meaning only. Template means there is a blueprint. Okay. So there is a predefined template is there. Okay. So that is nothing but blueprint or template. We call it as a template. Okay. So these two are the prompt and the template we need it. Okay. So these are the main steps we have to import as part of the simple app development. Okay. But you are expect you are going to develop many things means based on your requirement you can import the libraries. You can link that libraries. You can import and link that libraries. Okay. So now for my simple app, I mean connectivity. So these are all required. Okay. So definitely we will develop using the functions concept. Just like how we are doing the functions concept, based on that only we have to develop. For example, if you want to add anything means add A comma B definition, add A comma B C is equal to A plus B print C. This is so simple function we will implement in the Python. Okay. Okay. So and we will call this function like add 2 comma 3. If you call this one, it will give the output as 5. Okay. This is how you will develop the functions. We will develop the function and we will call that function. Okay. So just like that only, I am going to develop one function. Okay. That function will perform our activity. Our activity is nothing but take the input of shoe industry name, gives the output as whatever the possible output it will give. Okay. Just I'm replacing this one just for your understanding purpose. I'm keeping that function remains same. Okay. So the def function, since it's a function, I'm creating def. Okay. So generate. What is our app name? Our app name is suggest new name. Okay. What is the suggest new name? Generate generate underscore new underscore name. These are standard development standards we follow. Okay. So here the input is industry. Okay. Here the input is industry. We are taking in industry like shoe company or whatever it is. The type is string. Okay. So this is the function we are taking. Input is as mentioned here. The input is industry. We are taking industry and output as name. Okay. So the output is name. Okay. So first you are starting the function. Okay. So first one, what we have to do, what I have mentioned. So you no need to develop the LLMs from the beginning. Already there is existing ones are there. We are going to use those things. We are going to use those things. Okay. For example, Google Maps, you no need to write the implement the Google Maps and everything. Already there is a Google is implemented that one. You are going to consume that one. Okay. Same way you need to in order to do that one, LLM equal to chart open a LLM is equal to chart open a temperature is equal to 0.7. Okay, so this is the existing function. I'm going to use this one. So here the input is given as temperature. Temperature, why we are giving this temperature means, again, it's a standard one. I will explain that one. What is that? Okay, going up. Okay. So temperature, the value usually ranges from 0 to 1. 0 to 1 kind of a probability value. Okay. So like 0.3, 0.5 up to 0.5 means up to 0.3 to 0.5 means it gives data in the less creativity. It gives the less creativity among meaningful. That means the names will be generated automatically. Here the names are automatically generated. Okay, but I'm giving the kind of a in volume. We will adjust the volume, right? So similar to that one. Okay, so how what kind of how much of probability you should have? Okay, if it has less probability means it will give the less creativity. There won't be. I mean similar to how we are using, right? So like similar to that names it will come. Okay. For example, you are suggesting some brand name. If it gives something different name means the rejection will be more. That's why you have to take the less creativity. Okay. If it is 0.8 to 1 like that means more creativity will come. So sometimes it will turn into meaningless. Sometimes it will move into meaningless. Okay. So especially if you are going to use music related new music. Okay. So such kind of activities you can keep it as a 0.8, 0.9 like that. You can keep new music, or if you want to develop the new content means you can go for the ranges in the 0.8 or 1 like that. You can go. Okay, for example, if you want to develop one new movie story, okay. So movie story means it should be unique. I mean, new story only. If it is already similar to the existing one means you can't accept. That should be something unique and the new one, right? Such cases you can go for the 0.8 to 1 range. Okay, so such cases you can use this range. But here we are giving the names. The name should be similar to this one. That's why we are giving the within the less range only. So you can give 0.5, 0.67 or 6 up to no issues. Okay. So it's up to you. Okay. So for example, I'm telling example, it's not exactly. Okay. You are asking for the hotel name, right? Okay. So it will give something like hotel Greenleaf These are all some relevant, meaningful one. Okay. So if you can give less than 0.5. This is just an example. Don't it won't be exact in the real time. Okay. So if you are given like 0.8 greater than 0.8 means the names will come as like any combination like this it will come. Okay. So if you are asking for any veg restaurant or anything, okay. So we can't give the names this kind of more creativity we don't want for these simple names. Okay. For kind of new music, new movie story, new content, you can go for the creativity. Okay. So based on the purpose, you can give the values. So here, since it is names, I'm going for the 0.6 like that. I'm going to use that LLM. Okay. So I'm opening that LLM. I'm using that one. Okay. So what is the next one? So now LLM is ready. So for that LLM, I need to give the input. Okay. So how can you give the input? Input is nothing but a question. Okay. So what is the question to be displayed? Okay. Star underscore name underscore prompt. That question is nothing but prompt. What is the prompt? Prompt is nothing but our what is the name? Okay. So for prompt already there is a file. Okay. So already there is a library. We are importing that library. Okay. So prompt template dot. We are passing that one. Prompt template dot. Prompt template. So for that one, what is the input? So input variable is input underscore by input underscore variable is you can give this industry. Okay, so this industry we are giving as an input variable. Okay. Comma. What is the template? Template is nothing but a format. How the format should be? So generate. So that means you are giving this prompt to this LLM. Okay. So generate. So our app purpose is generate a catchy short names, catchy unique brand names for industry, for this industry. Yes, closing. It's not required already, it is there. So it's a variable. Okay, so prompt template is the function. Okay, for that one you are passing the first one is what is the input variable, whatever the input variable you are getting, you are passing that one. Similarly, you are giving the prompt to the existing LLM. Okay, the existing LLM, it will search with this one. Okay, in case if there is an additional questions. Okay, so here I am passing only one question. Okay, if there are many multiple questions related to this one means you can use chain method. You can use the chain method. Chain method means startup underscore name underscore prompt. This one multiple names, right? So I am going to use multiple names like this. You can create LLM. You can create n number of questions like this, and you can append that n number of questions over here. Okay. So you have given the question and input and the prompt. Okay, LLM. This LLM will find. So finally, what it will give? It will give the result. Okay. So result is nothing but chain dot invoke. Okay. Invoke. So industry is, we got the industry. that LLM will search for you and it will give the value for you. Okay, so once we got that result, what we have to do? We have to return that results. Return results dot content. Okay. So this is the function. Okay, this is the function we have done. Okay, so once this is done, if you can call that function, just like how we call this add a comma b, similar to this one, we are calling this one. We are giving the industry as shoe industry. It will search or automobile, whatever it is, it will search and it will give some unique name. Not exactly, I'm just suggesting. Okay, it will give some unique name like this. You can write this simple app development. Okay, so this is how you can develop the simple apps. Okay. Here I didn't cover the UA implementation and backend implementation. Just I have shown what is the how to do the backend and UA. Okay. Just to see, don't take the notes. Okay, just to see, because these are all the just to understand the concept. So this is how you have to implement the one simple app. Okay, now you will become a creator. Okay, so you become a Gen AI developer. Suppose if you want to develop any you want to become a Gen AI developer, mean you have to create an app like this. So using the ChatGPT Gemini doesn't mean you are a user. Okay, you are by using that one, you won't become an app developer. Okay, AI developer. If you want to become AI developer, means you have to develop the apps like this. Okay, so for that one, you need the minimum programming languages required. Okay, so you can develop this app. Okay, if you can done this one, that means user interface backend and you integrated these three means. So this app will work and it will give the company names for you. Okay. So just 1 minute, go through the code once again, try to understand. I will explain once again. Okay. So just 2 minutes. Meanwhile, I will take water. Okay, back to programming. Okay, yeah. So this is a simple app development. Okay, so just revising. Okay, Gen A means developers means similar to ChatGPT, similar to Gemini. So whatever the apps you are developing, you will become the users. Okay. So here the app, whatever we are seeing, just to the prompt we are giving, we are getting the output. That means the communication is almost one way from, so from user interface, it will go to the output and it will come back. Okay. So behind the scenes, so the user interface, whatever the user interface, the user is entering that prompt. Okay, the prompt, whatever the user is entering over it. Here, it will move to the LLM. Okay, so LLM is nothing but a model. Okay, so that model will already there is a predefined models. Already some models are available in the market. Okay, instead of we are developing from the scratch. We are just plugging that LLM. Okay, but instead of plugging like this, so we are proposing the one more approach called LangChain. Okay, in LangChain, you can it will be placed in between the user interface and the LLM. Okay, it will be placed in between the LLM and LangChain. The main purpose of that purpose of this one is, suppose right now in the market we are having some limited number of options. Okay, in future, in case if you get better versions, better models, so by that time, instead of replacing the complete code, so you can replace the simple with the minor code changes. You can directly change your LLM. Okay, to make that flexibility, we are using this intermediate app. Software. Okay, so that will that it provides the flexibility to change the LLM, and it act as a plug and play. Okay, act as a plug and play. Okay, so you can change the LLM in future if you want. Okay, so LLM and the company app. People are getting confused. Okay, so LLM and app is totally different. LLM is the model, that is the main brain behind our app. Okay, ChatGPT. If you take the ChatGPT, everyone is telling ChatGPT, but the ChatGPT is just an app name. That is a user interface that is developed by the OpenAI. But whatever the prompt we are giving in the ChatGPT or Gemini, so in backend it will interact with the models. Okay, so this OpenAI company, they implemented their own model. Similarly, Google implemented the Gemini model. Okay, so similar to that one, if you are going to develop any app, means you can develop your own LLM, but it's a lengthy process and time-consuming process. Okay, so instead of that one, okay, so that means industry perspective, companies are trying to develop their own models. Okay, so based on the company vision and scope. Okay, but some companies are using these existing ones only. Some majority of the companies are using these LLMs, and they are implementing the apps based on their requirements. Okay, that is a quick to market. So in order to move to the market quickly, you can go this one. Suppose if you want to develop your own app, so you no need to you can consume the LLM, existing LLM. Okay, so how can we get that LLM means? So for that LLM, there will be a company. So by interacting with them, you will get the license. Okay, it can be paid license. Few are open license, open source tools. So based on your budget and your need, you can use any license one or a key. Okay, so that whatever the key you got it, that key is should be secret, because that is kind of a license count. Okay, it should not be misused. So how we will develop means, we will keep that kind of license and everything in a one test document, so that in future if there is any change means, you no need to deploy complete code into the production or that environment. By making a simple change in the test file, it will automatically refresh the application. To give that flexibility, we are going to keep that this kind of license related. Similarly, input test related. Okay, in UA we are seeing the labels, right? That labels and etc. We will maintain in a document, so that it will be easy to change in the future. Okay. So this one, by interacting with this company, you will get this license. Okay. Similarly, there will be two things like a prompt and template. Okay. So prompt means that is a question, that whatever the input we are receiving, right? So that kind of prompt, what kind of input question you are going to raise it. So template means already, since we are going to use the existing libraries, there will be a predefined blueprint or functions. You are just using that one. Okay. So these two. Okay. So by interacting with them, you can implement this functionality using any one of these languages, Python or Java, anything. So suggested is Python because open source. plus many Java is open source only. So many tools are available in the many predefined functions are available in the market. So this one. So you should have minimum PyCharm, Generative for this one. PyCharm is nothing but a IDE. So that means just like this notepad, the user interface will be there. You people can do the development. Okay. So now I'm going to develop one app. Okay, that app will develop the suggest the new names. New names. If I provide the industry, it will give the names. Similarly, you can develop an app like for baby names. Okay, so new for by passing giving the input as boy or girl, you'll get the output new naming format. Okay, so you can develop such app for that one. So in this one, you to develop this app, you need these three steps. One is user interface to be implemented. You have to store the data in the backend because this app can be used by many people and we can't give the same names again and again. So that's why the data should be stored somewhere in the backend. Okay, and we need to integrate, interact. I mean, make the connection between UA and backend. Okay, these are the simple steps we need over here. In case if there are any other company related other applications, you can integrate just like how we are integrating in the step 3. Similar to that one, you can integrate the step 4, 5, like connecting the UA and that new application. Okay, like this you can integrate. Okay, so for first step is so for UA interface you can develop using the any existing tools, or if you have the programming language you can do with JavaScript, HTML, CS, CSS related. You can implement the user interface. So here my application is implementing the new company names. So I need the input and output as the text boxes over here. So just like username, password, enter the industry name. I can give the drop down, or you can give the text box. The drop down is the suggested one because a user can won't enter any new industry. Okay. So our baby name is boy or girl, like that you can give the drop down. Similarly, you will get the output. Okay. So new name you can give text box, read only text box you can give it. Okay. So in DB you need to create the tables based on the requirement. That means this existing ones to be stored. Similarly, the new ones also to be stored. So the that new name for a login, etc., to be stored, etc., you can create using the DB creation. So you need to connect the UA and backend. Okay. So since it's a Python, I have used the Python. So first one is you need to import the necessary libraries. Okay. So for that one, this is the one. So importing the key, importing the LangChain. Okay. So similarly prompts. Okay. So just like how we are defining the functions, so I have defined we have defined one library function over here. Okay, so generate new name. So input is already we receiving from the UA. So that the UA the input is we are passing over here. Okay, so we are going to use LLM, predefined LLM. We are not developing the new LLM. We are just using the existing LLM. Okay. So for that connectivity, this is the input, and so how much temperature is nothing but how much creativity we should have. Okay, so this ranges from the 0 to 1 possibility probability. So 1 is too much creativity, 0 means less creativity. Since then it is naming conventions, I have given 0.6. Okay, so too much creativity means like this it will come. We can't keep this one. Okay, so this creativity we can use for the new inventions like music or movie story, etc. You can use that kind of. Okay. Similarly, this LangChain related we implement. Sorry. So we are just calling the prompt template. That means already that template is there. We are going to use that template. Okay. So for that the input variable is industry, and the template is format is the question. Okay. So this is the question. It will hit this LLM. Okay. This question will hit the LLM. Okay. So generate a cache unique brand name for industry. Brand names, not names, name only one. Okay. So this function, again I'm using the existing function, that a function will call that one. Okay. So suppose if there are multiple questions similar to this one, multiple questions are this means you can use the function called chain. Okay, with the help of chain, you can use it. You can, add those questions like this LLM1, LLM2, like this. You can add it. Okay, so just we are invoking that function by passing the given input, and the result will be in the result variable. So from there, I'm returning that content back. Okay, so if you can give the call that function now, it will give the output as bata2. So you need to integrate this bata2 output into here in this UAL space here. You need to integrate. Okay, so similarly, you need to update the DB as well with the new name, generated name. So like this, you can develop the new app. Okay, so if you can, this is just a simple app example. Like this, we need to develop based on the requirements. Industry, we will we will develop the many apps based apps or applications based on the requirements. Okay, so this is a quick small intro about how to do. Just for your confidence, we are telling. Of course, even in industry also, we are just acting as a users only. Very limited people are acting as a AI developers. Okay, so majority of the people are users. Okay, so that's the beginning steps. No problem. But if you want to learn further, means we need to implement this kind of this is the approach. These are the simple steps we need to develop and learn further. Okay. So any questions on this one? Okay, very good. Okay, so overall, we understand what is AI, how AI is different from ML. What are the different types of machine learning, like supervised, unsupervised learning? So because that is not the scope of this discussion, I limited the discussion for that one. But otherwise, I have a good understanding of ML as well. Within that ML, we are having the deep learning. So the ultimate goal of deep learning is to make machines to think like a humans. That means if any one flow even fails, we need to give alternative options. Okay, the machine has to take the best suitable backup option. Okay, that is the intention of the deep learning. Within that deep learning, generative AI is the one of the concept. Similarly, LLMs are the another concept. Okay, generative AI, LLMs are together concept. Okay, so both are part of deep learning, subset of the deep learning. Okay, so with help of generative AI, in traditional AI, it will classify, it will give the given data. That means whatever the inputs you have given, it will simply classify. Images means cat, animal, dog, elephant related, cow related, it will group the data. Okay, it will classify the data. When it comes to the generative AI, means name itself giving the input, generates. Okay, it generates the new content. The content can be anything. Image, it can be image, audio, video, music, file or anything, but it generates the new content. How that new content will is possible means based on the past experience. Based on the past experience, reacting is concept of machine learning. Okay, so machine will learn from the past experience. Okay, just like that, it will exist based on the past experience. It will learn and it will give the output for output. Okay. So this is the quick intro about that LLMs. LLM is large language models. So that is that is the models define how the functionalities are. How that is the kind of a brain of that AI applications. It will decide how that applications will work. Okay. So within that one, there are transformers are there. Okay. So those are all the things that helps in quickly in getting the data back. Quickly getting the data back. Okay. So there are many LLM models. Few are this one. Okay. So GPT 4.0. Okay. 5.0 Turbo also there. This Sonnet, Google, Gemini. Okay. Anthropic. Okay. This one is not AI. Anthropic. Okay, so based on your purpose, you can select the LLMs. Okay, so in this LLMs, there are two steps will be there. One is pre-tuning and fine-tuning. Okay, so pre-learning and training means it will learn. It will learn in the beginning. Okay, so whatever the data we have given, large data, it will take that large amount of data and make them to capable to understanding and generating the new solutions. Okay, so that is the purpose of the LLM. LLM is a part of the deep learning. It will models. It was trained on the large values of data and make them capable of understanding and generating the new solutions by in a smarter way. In a smarter way. That is the purpose of LLMs. Okay, so we are having many LLMs in the market. Okay, so just so far we are seeing only theoretically. So put on your hands on the practical way. Okay, so start using these LLMs, app development, etc. Okay, so I have seen good hands-on in the college. Okay, so by the students. Please continue that hands-on experiences. So you people will start. Develop the more solutions, more complex solutions as well. Okay, so this is the quick intro about generative AI beyond the prompting. Okay, so I want to give this background only, this programmatic background only. So we are limiting to the theoretical concepts and we are stopping that. So I would like to give that back end. That's why I have given. So this is the first step. It doesn't mean it covers everything. Okay, so this is the first step we have started. So we need to focus and learn many things similar to this one. Okay. So mostly I'm done. Any questions or anything is required? Okay, yes and no. Ma'am? Ma'am?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, ma'am. That's it for today, ma'am. Any questions, ma'am? Hello. Hello, am I audible?
Sir, thank you, sir, for your valuable insights and expertise.
Okay. Are we good to drop, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Deva, sir.
No problem, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. No issues, ma'am. In case if they need any further inputs, means please ask them to reach me. Anyway,
Yes,
we will be. I will be covering person as well to the college, right? So we will connect and continue, ma'am. If anything required.
yes,
Yeah.
sir. Sir, please share PPT, sir, so that
Yeah,
we will
sure.
share to participants, sir.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Yeah,
Yes,
sure,
sir.
sure. Ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks all. Thanks, ma'am.
Now I request all the participants to turn on the videos for feedback. I now invite our convener, HOD of CSE, Dr. L. Kanyakumari ma'am, to address the participants.
Ma'am, please turn on videos.
I request all the participants to turn on the videos for feedback.
Your feedback is matters very much for us. So, dear participants, we are requesting you to please give the feedback on this 6 days FDP program.
Excuse me, madam, may I come in?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, very good afternoon to one and all in this forum. I, Professor Hemlata Ovar from Dr. Vishwanath Karad, MIT World Peace University, Pune, Maharashtra. I have been attending this FDP since day one. A great FDP on the latest technologies. Actually, I haven't expected so much out of this FDP because just this a trending word as Agentic AI, Gen AI, and lot many times people go on discussing a theoretical concepts and its applications. But I'm very happy to see over here that the resource persons, they lot many times they have shared their implementation, their code editors, and yes, they tried to give us the hands-on. Yes, we immediately cannot, of course, do the hands-on, but at least we got the glimpses of how these things are implemented at the back end, and that's the great feedback from my side. I really thank the Loyola Institute of Engineering organizing committee of this FDP, Kanyakumari madam and her team. Congratulations for organizing such a FDP, and that too we could attend it due to the vacation period. So thank you very much. Thank you and stay connected. Yeah, we'll love to hear from you people again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable suggestions. Any other feedbacks?
Yeah, can anyone please give feedback? Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, on the behalf of uh, Andhra Loyola Institute of Engineering and Technology, it's a time to conclude this 1 week faculty development program on building knowledge-driven, intelligent, autonomous systems, generative AI, agentic AI, and edge AI. It gives me immense pleasure to express my heartfelt gratitude to all those who contributed to the success of this program. Over the past week, we have a privilege of learning from eminent academicians and industry persons who have shared their valuable insights on these latest technologies, racks, multi-agent systems, edge AI workflows, and satellite communications. So all these sessions, I hope all the participants gained knowledge by attending to this 1 week FDP. So I sincerely thank all our distinguished resource persons for dedicating their valuable time and expertise. Their engaging presentations, practical demonstrations, and the thought-provoking discussions have greatly enriched the learning experience to all the participants. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our management, our director, for the principals, heads of departments, and our faculty organizing team, faculty members. So I thank each and everyone who uh, involved in completion of this 1 week FDP. Thank you very much to all, to each and everyone. Thank you very much. So their vision and commitment towards this academic excellence have made this initiative possible. So I thank each and everyone for participating the event. So thank you for your valuable presence, support, and contribution to the successful completion of this FDP. I wish you all a great success in your future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your support, ma'am.
Ma'am, you are muted. Ma'am, you are muted.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, if please remaining participants, please turn on videos. As you know, you are the faculty members. For a proof purpose, we have to uh, keep the screenshots. If you turn on the videos, then it will be very much helpful to us. Tantrika madam, please proceed, madam.
Good evening, everyone. It is my privilege and honor to propose the vote of thanks for this 6-day faculty development program on building knowledge-driven, intelligent, autonomous systems, generative AI, agentic AI, and edge AI, organized by the departments of CSC and Information Technology. Andhra Loyola Institution of Engineering and Technology from 5th June 2026 to 20th June 2026. I extend our heartfelt thanks to all the esteemed resource persons who shared their valuable expertise and insights throughout these 6 days. Dr. Chandramohan D. Assistant Professor, IIT DM, Kurnool. Dr. C.H. Smita Chaudhary, Professor, KLU. Dr. K. Chandrasekhar, Professor, Aurora University, Hyderabad. Dr. S. Vasavi, Professor, Grade WIT AP. M. Prudvi Narayana, Data and AI Engineer, TCS, Hyderabad. Mr. K. Devarajulu, Project Manager, HCL. Dr. B. Venkataraman, HOD CSE, IIIT, Basar. Your expert sessions on generative AI, agentic AI, edge AI, and intelligent autonomous systems have enriched us with both theoretical knowledge and practical sessions. We are truly grateful for the time, effort, and dedication invented in making this FDP a grand success. Heartfelt gratitude to the management of Aliet, Reverend Father Dr. B. George Reddy SJ, Director and Secretary, for his visionary leadership and constant support. A note of gratitude is also extended to Dr. O. Mahesh, Principal of Aliet, and Dr. S. Emmanuel, Director of Examinations, for their valuable guidance and encouragement. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to our heads of the department, CSE and IT. A special note of appreciation goes to the organizing committee, coordinators, faculty members, technical support team, who dedicated efforts ensured the smooth conduct of all the 6 days of the program. A special word of appreciation goes to all the participants for their enthusiastic involvement, active interaction, and participation, commitment to learning. Your participation has the key to the success of this FDP program. Thank you all. Before we conclude this program, FDP program, I request all the participants to complete the feedback form and assignments using the links shared in the WhatsApp. Kindly note that both the feedback forms and assignments must be submitted today itself. Participants are requested to complete the submissions process at the earliest to facilitate the issuance of e-certificates as per the FDP guidelines. Thank you all for your presence and support. Wishing you success in all future endeavors.
Madam, if possible, it would be better if you could share the presentations given by the resource person. If possible.
Sure, madam. Sure, madam. It
Sure.
is possible, madam. Definitely we will share, madam.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, one and all.